Welcome! For this practice, you'll need one foam roller. Come into a comfortable seated position and I'll guide you through Bhastrika or bellows breath. For this breathing technique, clear your nose. We'll be taking an inhale through our nose deeply down to our belly, followed by 8 to 12 quick exhales through our nose, or whatever you can do. At the bottom of your last exhale, draw your chin towards your chest for a moment, and then follow that with a neutral inhale. A cycle of breath, inhale, exhale, and we'll repeat this for about 3 cycles. Breathing in, quick exhales out through the nose, pumping the abdomen, chin to chest, until you're ready to take a neutral breath in. Chin rises, breathing, a full cycle of neutral breath, followed by a deep inhale down to your belly. Exhale, pump the abdomen 8 to 12 times, or whatever you can do. On your last exhale of bellows breath, you'll draw chin towards your chest until you're ready for a neutral inhale, followed by a neutral breath cycle before repeating again. Chin rises, breathing in, a full neutral breath cycle. That's an inhale followed by an exhale. When you're ready, a deep belly breath in, followed by bellows breath, pumping the abdomen, 8 to 12 quick breath cycles out through the nose, chin to chest. When you're ready, breathing in, chin rises, neutral breath cycle. And you'll notice sometimes I do my quick exhales through my mouth when my nose is extra stuffy. I figure better than nothing, but generally bellows breath is through the nose. Come into all fours, placing your hands on top of your horizontal foam roller. Now you'll notice, of course, this is an unstable position. I'm going to shrug my heart down and then press into my hands and lift my heart back up, flossing my shoulders gently, smoothly. Practice connecting each movement with your breath. When you're ready, you can start to roll on your palms, finding core stability, not allowing the rest of the body to move, just the target area, which is the hands. Experiment, see what's working. Find a stable position, knees under hips, wrists beneath shoulders, and with your breath, start to flow, your cat-cow. Undulating the spine, opening the heart, rounding the back. Making each movement meaningful. Maybe after practicing bellows breath, you're feeling increased lung capacity, more energy, more clarity of mind. Just notice how you feel, but without expectation or judgment. Just be aware that those are the benefits that might come to your practice after practicing bellows breath. A few more rounds of cat-cow flow. When you feel content with your cat-cow flow, journey onto your forearms, still on the foam roller, and start to experiment with rolling out the forearms back and forth. If you find a tight spot, you can stay with that. You might flip to the sides of your forearms or the fronts. Experiment with shifting the hips forward or back. Notice my elbows aren't staying exactly stacked under my shoulders. I'm just listening to my body and seeing what works. Exhale, child's pose. Just for a moment. Inhaling back into all fours, hands on the foam roller. Exhale, child's pose. Hands stay on the foam roller. If that's working, we'll take this as a flow with your breath. Notice where you feel sensation in your body as you move and breathe. Experiment with the height of your hips. As you come through all fours next time, exhale in a rounded cat spine position. Inhaling now to child's pose. Exhaling all fours and cat. We'll now take the foam roller vertically between the legs, staying in all fours, stacking your joints. Inhale, right arm reaches out to the side. As you twist, exhale, thread your right arm under your heart. Inhale, open into your twist. Exhale, thread the needle. Maybe the side of your face comes down. We inhale in rotation. We exhale and thread. Do that one more time. Settle in to thread the needle, keeping weight out of the neck, off the head. If you feel inclined to do so, go ahead and roll your upper arm across the foam. See how that feels. When you're ready, inhale to come out of it. Add your open twist, reaching the right arm back up. Set the right hand down. Take this flow to the left. Inhale, open twist to the left. Exhale, left arm threads under your heart. For about 4, make sure you're feeling that rotational twist as you open across your mid-waist. That'll be from the rib cage up, or I also like to think about it as the twist comes across the belly button line. When you're ready, settle in to thread the needle, turning the left side of your face down, no weight on the head or neck. And if you want, you can start to roll the upper arm across the foam. When you feel content in this rolling, this myofascial release, open back up, left arm to the sky as you twist. Set the left hand down. Remove the foam roller, turn it horizontal. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. My foam roller was a little forward, but my forehead doesn't quite reach my foam roller anyway. So if yours was closer, some people enjoy resting their forehead on the foam. Take your dog for a walk, do anything else. Keeping the knees and the elbows soft, settle into some stillness before releasing. Coming back onto hands and knees. Foam roller horizontal. Setting up for a plank position. Forearms are down, elbows under shoulders. Relax the hips. The foam roller is right at the front of my rib cage, lightly, gently, as I press through my hands, breathing in, lifting the heart, Sphinx pose with support. Now, of course, our rib cage, it's very gentle. It's very fragile. So we want to be very gentle as we place the foam roller here. If you want, you can look upward for a moment and then chin draws to chest for a nice neck release. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, go through your plank before journeying back onto hands and knees. Set your foam roller to the side, just getting it out of your way. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment to do anything that you'd like to do here. Armpits wrap inward gently to stabilize the shoulders. Everything's just done gently, isn't it? I say that a lot, but it's good to have that reminder. Inhale, floating to the balls of the feet. Exhale, sink the heels. And when you inhale, knees down. Exhale, child's pose. And it might feel nice to open your knees and sink back into the hips. Catch your breath. Inhale, come on to all fours, stacking your joints, right leg back. Kickstand the ball of the right foot down, square your hips. Inhale light towards the front of the right foot. Exhale, right heel sinks back. Inhale, floating forward, maybe even towards the right toes. Exhale, sink back. This is great for the foot, right for the ankle, the calf, maybe even the hamstrings feel some sensation. When you're ready, inhale, float the right leg up. Reach the left arm forward in balancing table. Pull your belly button up and in towards your spine. Feel into your core stability. Core stability is so important to develop, especially when you're working on an unstable rolling surface like the foam that we're using today. Switch sides. Right knee comes down, left hand comes down, the left leg shoots back. You're on the ball of the left foot, and you're going to experiment shifting your weight forward and back. Breathing in to get lighter. Exhale to sink back. Notice the shoulders are passing the wrists for a moment as you're shifting forward. As long as that feels okay in your body, it's fine. And lift the left leg up, right arm joins forward. So the safest place for our joints is in a stacked position, stacking the skeleton when we can, but when we can't, it's okay if the joints come slightly out of alignment with each other as long as it feels all right. This is training odd position strength. Set the limbs down, tuck your toes, shift the hips back. A variation of big toe pose, great for stretching the feet. Shift back, breathe forward, breathe back. Experimenting if you want with a wrist release, possibly as you come forward, you're turning the hands outward or turning the fingertips towards you, just whatever's working. Keep the elbows bent and be aware that as the hand position changes, you experience a wrist stretch, forearm stretch. You won't drop the hips back as far. When you're done playing, shift to a seat, possibly that's big toe pose. Hips on the heels with toes tucked. Roll out the wrists. Find your foam roller, and this one's really hard. It's really difficult to balance, so just be aware of that. Tucking a horizontal foam roller underneath the shins. Staying with big toe pose. The toes are tucked, the hips on the heels. Really hard to balance. So if you need to modify with a chair or have someone hold your hands. If this is easy, reach your arms up in the air. It becomes so much harder. Find your core stability, belly button to spine. Hands come down. This one can be a bit painful. Look for that. A lot of foam roll experts describe it as hurt so good sensation as you invite the foam roller to roll along your shin bones. We don't want to ever roll on joints, so avoiding putting too much pressure on the ankles and completely avoiding the knees. You're going through all fours to plank as you roll. Now, if it hurts too much, just skip it. Maybe you hold your plank or you take some cat-cows, no big deal. Walk the hands back, return to your big toe pose, hips to heels. That foam roller's holding you up. Reach the hands to the sky. Interlace your fingers, pointers up to the sky, gathering some energy from the sun, crossing the thumbs, inviting that energy, that solar energy, to come down into the body. Breathing, deep breaths. Release the hands. Back to all fours, stacking your joints when you can. Elbows come down under shoulders. We're going to start to roll out the quadriceps. So to do this, you'll walk your forearms forward and you'll roll back. You can walk the forearms back, or you can just see how it feels to experiment with movement here. Rolling along the quadriceps, completely avoiding the knees. Maybe rolling all the way up towards the hips if it feels okay. This is another really tight spot. Listen to the quadriceps. Breathe. Sometimes when foam rolling is a bit painful, people will hold their breath. Please don't hold your breath. That's the most important part. You'll notice again, my elbows don't stay under my shoulders. This feels okay in my body, so I'm just being really in tune with how my shoulders feel as I'm rolling. And as long as that odd position strength is okay for me, I'll continue to do it. Come back to all fours. Tuck your toes. Hips to heels. Place that horizontal foam roller beneath you for support. Hands to heart or reaching up. Big toe pose. Some people call this broken toe pose. If it feels like your toes are going to break, maybe modify in some way that works. Solar energy coming in through the pointer fingers, thumbs crossed, hands interlaced. Deep breaths all the way down, all the way back up. Hands come down. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Breathe in your downward facing dog, and on an exhale, knees come back down. Remove your foam roller off to the side. Just make some space on your mat. Exhale, child's pose. Lengthening down your back, reaching the arms forward for a big stretch. Finding support for the forehead. Doesn't have to be the ground. It could be your foam roller if that helps. When you're ready, I'll meet you in a seated position. You can have hands down for support or reaching the arms forward. Exhale, rounding your back like cat spine. Inhale, plant the hands, lifting your hips any amount. Press through the feet. Exhale, hips down, rounding into boat. Kind of feels like a cat spine, but with the heart a bit more lifted. Setting the hands down, wrists under shoulders, lifting the hips into a reverse tabletop. Some people prefer to have their fingertips back, some forward. Exhale, boat. Inhale, reverse tabletop. You can look forward or upward. I find looking back strains my neck, so I would caution you to do so. Exhale, boat. Keep flowing with breath. Inhale, tabletop. For a few rounds. When you feel content in that, we'll take the horizontal foam roller underneath our calf muscles. This is a little tricky to get into. Supporting yourself with your hands as though you did in reverse tabletop. Being mindful to keep shoulders pretty much over wrists for this one. And just start to play around on the foam. So rolling any tight spots. Stay away from under the knees. Keep it on the calves. You can roll the backs of the ankles as long as that feels okay. When you're ready, shift the foam roller too. This is my favorite, rolling out the hamstrings. It doesn't hurt very much, at least not for me. So rolling in the same way, this time along the length of the hamstrings. If you find a tight spot, you can focus there for a little while. Staying away from under the knees. So we're coming down towards the back of the knees, but not right behind them. And I'm rolling all the way up to just behind the glutes. Check in with your shoulders. See what feels okay here. Training odd position shape. Shape strength. Odd position strength. It is an odd shape as well. Now, when you're ready, I'm going to take the foam roller vertically and sit on it. I'm going to roll my glutes side to side. I'm going to avoid rolling on my tailbone or my spine, but I'm going to roll on the glutes. This could also be done rolling horizontal foam roller beneath the glutes, but I like to do both, so I'm showing the vertical option here. Little wiggle side to side. When you're ready, we'll take the foam roller out from under the glutes, placing it horizontal at the low back. I'm going to keep my spine rounded so that I'm not increasing my lower lumbar curve. So notice that I have a rounded spine, sort of like cat spine, as I'm rolling the length of my flattened lower back. You can maintain your neutral low back curve, but you don't want to increase the lumbar curve any more so. Bringing the foam roller to the mid to upper back now, you can take little rolls and then pause. We're going to inhale, open our hearts, exhale, and round. So it's kind of like a crunch on the foam roller. Inhale, the heart opens, kind of like fish pose from yoga, if you're familiar. Exhale, little crunch. Nice and slow. Now with these crunches, the foam roller doesn't move. It stays as stable and in place as possible. And what moves is the spine undulating as you open, fish pose, and close into your crunch. A few more. When you're ready, maybe you'd like to pause for a moment and fish, or maybe you're ready to get right out of there. Round through the crunch to end that flow. Take it to the side. Let's come to our right side first. Now remember, the rib cage is a very delicate spot. So I'm going to be really soft, not placing my full weight on the roller as I roll along the length of the rib cage all the way to almost the armpit. When you're ready, make sure you do the other side so it's somewhat of a side lying position. I'm on my forearm, elbow under shoulder. The shoulder journeys away from stacking over the elbow as long as that feels okay. This is done much more gently than the other foam rolling work that we did. Be light on the rib cage. Set your foam off to the side, just making some space on your mat. Roll down as slowly as you can. If you feel core strain or lower back strain, come to your side and lower. Knees over hips, feet in the air. Arms skyward, and we'll alternate lengthening opposite arm as leg, controlling with our core. This reverse bird dog flow. Sometimes this is called bug. With breath. Whenever you're working the hardest, exhale will give you more strength, more power. And whenever it feels a little easier, that's when it's time to open the body with an inhale. When you've done about 12 or so of those, release the feet, plant the hands, shoulders under the body, chin draws towards the chest. We'll inhale, rolling up one vertebrae of our spine at a time, bridge, lifting the hips any amount. Exhale, roll back down nice and slow. Be mindful not to squeeze your glutes, although you do want to feel that this is a glute bridge and that the glutes are engaged. If it feels nice to hover the hips up, you can hold your bridge. Keep breathing, staring straight down your belly. With every inhale, the belly fills up and rises. Exhale, and the belly relaxes back down. Soften at the fronts of your hips, allowing your breath to come all the way down and relax the hip flexors. Exhale, belly button pulls towards the spine, and we keep that softness at the hips. Next time you exhale, roll down slowly. Hips will be the last to land. Coming onto your back with the head down. Taking some windshield wiper twists. Some people like to spread their arms out long on the mat. Some people like to hug opposite elbow and opposite hand. The feet are slightly wider. The legs go one way. The arms go the other way. Let your nose follow your knees. Gently twisting, wringing out the mid-waist, releasing tightness and tension, softening the lower back. finding some fluidity within your hips. When you're ready, give yourself a big hug. Tuck into it, hugging under your thighs or over the shins, peeling the shoulders up, the head is lifted, reaching out the arms and the legs. Exhale, big hug, tuck in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hug. A couple like this, maybe 12 if you can. Whenever you're finished, relax. Keep giving the legs a hug and rock side to side. We'll come onto our right side, lifting the legs and the left arm. Roll onto your back and switch sides. So rolling side to side, lifting the legs and the top arm for a little oblique action. More core. Super fun, super tricky. If you can stay sort of on your glute rather than on the outside of the hip, that will be much more comfortable and much safer for your hips. Also, staying more on the glute as you float the legs will feel a bit easier. Full body stretch. Next time you come to your back, lay long. Point the toes. Maybe you interlace fingers, pointers towards the back of your room, thumbs crossed. Exhale, hugging the legs back in. Interlace your hands slightly behind the head, bicycle crunches. Opposite elbow, opposite knee, legs are in the air. Side to side, more core, more obliques. If you can do about 16 repetitions, keep breathing. Solar powering up for your day. Relax. Maybe it feels nice to take the feet down, knees towards each other. Let the arms flop out to the sides of your body, catching your breath. Where else can you soften? When you're ready, come on to one side. Take a few breaths on this side of your body. We'll meet in a seated position that feels comfortable for you. Beginning our day together. Palms down on the thighs, or you can flip them up to the sky for more energy. When you're ready, downward facing dog, big breath out. Right leg to the sky, open your right hip, bend from your right knee, and flex your right foot. Open hip position. Inhale, lengthen your right leg long. Close your right hip. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Lunge. Back heel lifted in line with ankle. Looking forward, feeling a stretch in your hips. Back heel comes out and down. Turn out the back toes. Inhale, warrior one. Front knee over ankle. Rising up to greet your day. Warrior two as you exhale. Front toes forward, back toes to the side of your mat. Inhale, flip your palms to the sky, reverse your warrior. Right arm comes up and overhead. Left arm could wrap behind your lower back. Back to warrior two as you breathe in. Exhale, side angle, right forearm meets the right thigh. Reaching up, out, or forward of your head with the left arm. Next breath out, reach down, finding your runner's lunge, hips squared. Back knee comes down. Inhale, shift back, lengthen the right leg with a softness in the knee. Exhale, shift forward. Inhale, shift back. Half splits flow. If you'd like, you can tuck your back toes and float your back knee up. If you would like to add the front toes coming up. You're on the front heel. Plant the front foot. Exhale, twist towards your right. Front knee stays over ankle, hips are squared. Back knee could be up or down for that twist. Inhale, untwist, step back to plank. Optional to flow. Halfway or to your belly. Inhaling a low, high cobra or upward facing dog done on the tops of the feet, knees up or down. Knees down, tuck the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg skyward, open the left hip, bend the left knee, flex the left foot. Hips are open, shoulders are closed. Inhale, lengthen and close the left hip. Step the left foot forward, find your lunge, look forward, feel into your hips, feel into your breath. Turn the back heel in, place it down, warrior one. Inhale, come up nice and slow. Exhale to warrior two, back toes to the side of the mat. Front toes stay forward, arms reaching, stretching out, palms to the sky. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm comes up and overhead, side body stretch. Exhale, option for side angle. Left forearm meets the left thigh. Right arm joins, upward, outward, or overhead. Next exhale, reach down, find your runner's lunge, back knee up or down. Inhale, half splits flow. Exhale. You decide if it feels better to inhale or exhale on either movement. Sometimes I reverse them, do something different. We'll meet in our runner's lunge with the back knee down or lifted for our exhale twist to the left. Lengthen your spine, soften the neck. Next time you breathe out, reverse your twist, step back to plank. Option to flow, modify, or skip it halfway or to your belly. Inhale, a heart opener, maybe an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walking your hands back towards your feet, keep the knees soft. Walk the feet out slightly wider, turn the toes out, heels in, finding your yogi squat. This could be replaced with a child's pose if it's too deep, a hip opener for the tight hips today. Hands to heart, upper back gets to round, recovering from all those heart openers, those upward facing dogs. When you're ready, hands release. Child's pose. Possibly you'd like to soften your arms back, hugging your heels, curling into a little ball. Soften your shoulders towards each other at your back, releasing across the chest, neck is long. Thank you for practicing with me today. We're ready to start our day. If you'd like to take Shavasana, pause the video and add that in here. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Namaste. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking